everyone, welcome back to Social Studies. So right now we're going to go over the presidency of Thomas Jefferson. So Thomas Jefferson served from 1801 to 1809. We all know he is very famous for writing the Declaration of Independence, and he is the third president of the United States. So let's get started. So Jefferson's presidency, he maintained Hamilton's national bank and debt repayment plan. So we all know Hamilton was very well known for establishing the national bank, and he stayed out of foreign affairs. We kind of call this like isolationist type, theory in political science. He repealed the excise tax, including those on whiskey. So we all know about the Whiskey Rebellion on that. So repeal meaning just take it away, or make it, basically take it away. And he lowered the national debt, which is good. It's always good to lower the national debt. So that means more money in our pocket, okay? And he repealed the Alien and Sedition Acts. We know those were passed by John Adams. So he did a lot of executive things, both in foreign policy and domestic policy, which is good. All right, so he's very well known for the Louisiana Purchase. So as you can see, the Louisiana Purchase is shaded in white here. Right here, this is the Louisiana Purchase, and as you can see, Louisiana is right all the way down here, this whole space here. So it did take a good chunk of Louisiana here, but you can see a good chunk of the Midwest. So he was responsible for getting that from Napoleon. He was over France. So Louisiana was a land where Mississippi and Missouri rivers flowed, including the port of New Orleans. All right. So why was the U.S. interested in the Mississippi River? Well, you learn about westward expansion, but settlers in Indiana Territory depended on transporting goods on rivers that flowed westward into the Mississippi River and into New Orleans for their economic existence. So it was really all about trading goods from one end of the country to the other. So they wanted an opportunity to increase economic wealth, to trade, and then also expand westward, also known as a westward expansion. And also so once again, why was the U.S. interested in the Mississippi River? So in 1802, Spanish officials revoked the right to deposit the tax-free use of the port of New Orleans, guaranteed in the Pinckney Treaty. And it was believed that if a foreign power controlled New Orleans, the U.S. might get entangled in European affairs. So this was really all about getting out of European strongholds, just to get out of another European conflict. So that's why Thomas Jefferson really wanted the Louisiana Purchase, just to prevent any potential conflict that we might have with any type of European countries like France, Britain, Spain. All right. So here was the negotiation. This is how it went down. So Jefferson sent ministers to France with instructions to offer up a $10 million for New Orleans and a strip of land from the port eastward to Florida. Napoleon's ministers offered to sell the entire Louisiana Territory for $15 million, and the American ministers agreed. So I would say we got duped in this deal, because we were offering $10 million, and Napoleon was like, well, I'll give you $15 million for it. The reason why he kind of valued this, and he really was kind of happy that Napoleon got this out of his hands. Napoleon did, because as I taught you multiple times, that Britain was very well known for their navy, and their um, existence on water, their naval forces. And if Napoleon gets rid of this Louisiana territory, then he doesn't really have to worry about Britain's naval force, right? So it was in the best interest of Napoleon to get rid of this Louisiana territory. So I guess, both sides, both the United States and France, kind of benefited from buying and selling of this Louisiana territory. Um, so there was obviously some constitutional issues here. So Jefferson was committed to a strict interpretation of the Constitution. So we all know the strict interpretation of the Constitution is, if it's not in there, we ain't doing it. And no clause in the Constitution gave the president power to purchase foreign like land. So Jefferson was, despite his enthusiasm to buy this huge, big part of land, he was kind of going against his own beliefs and how he viewed the Constitution. So foreign land. So eventually Jefferson determined that it was for the country's good and submitted the agreement to the Senate, and the Senate approved. So he thought that buying this good chunk of land was in the best interest of the United States, just so we can expand westward. We have a larger land mass, you can increase your population. And we learn in your high school class, call this the gold rush in San Francisco. If you ever known, the San Francisco 49ers is derived from the gold rush. So what are the results? What became of this? So United States doubles in size. That's pretty cool. And then it removed a foreign presence from the nation's borders. So we no longer have this proverbial, like, Britain and France thing hanging over our shoulders. So now we're really, really independent now, which is good. We fought for independence, but now we are real independent from France and Britain. And it guaranteed the U.S. expansion past the Mississippi River, and increased the popularity of the Democratic Republican Party. Okay, so now Democratic Republican Party is more popular, which is good. We got more land, we got more opportunities to live, we have more opportunities to make more money because we have trade, and businesses start to boom. So Democratic Republicans are very satisfied with Thomas Jefferson's things that he's doing as president. So then it kind of ushers in the Lewis and Clark expedition. This is from 1804 to 1806. Really what Thomas Jefferson was trying to do was trying to see what is really out there. So that's where Lewis and Clark go westward to see what was really out there. So, to their surprise, Captain Meriwether Lewis and Lieutenant William Clark explored the Louisiana Territory. They were ordered by President Jefferson to see what was really out there. So, as you can see, the purple is Louisiana, which is now ours. So you can see we have now the pink and the purple. All right, and Jefferson tells them to go and see what is out there. Mississippi River. I actually been to these, mainly Ohio River, but now you see all of this here, and then the Yellowstone River, also known as the Yellowstone National Park. So they'll be able to see this here, which is pretty cool. So we have all this now. We are officially pretty big now. All right, and this is the route that they took in the blue here. This is the route that they started all over. And the results. So it strengthened claims to the Oregon Territory. It, too, improved relations with Native American tribes. So we all know our relationship with Native Americans were pretty terrible. But now we have this strengthening of and trust with Native American tribes, and develop maps and land routes for future travelers. See you. Bye.